I think one of the things that we've been successful in doing is proving, not only in the airline industry, but to a number of other folks that I talk to, that you don't have to build everything in-house and you don't have to completely develop these silos whereby which everything you do is internal. From an infrastructure perspective, or actually systems, there was nothing. So we started from that point, and through a combination of, again, consulting, pretty heavy project management, and a lot of just, elbow grease and legwork, we were able to deploy. We've got currently almost 80 different systems running in various ways, shapes, or forms in the company. We've got, an IT group that is supporting, as I said, almost 850 to 900 users at this point, and we're flying currently to 6 cities, and we've got 2 more on the horizon here very quickly.
What managed services allowed them to do was to get up very quickly in a very secured environment with an infrastructure that lent itself to all the needs that the airline industry has got, especially in this particular situation where we're trying to move as quickly as we were.
Although we have a heavy reliance on information systems, what we didn't want to build or rely on was a tremendous cost and complexity of legacy systems. So there are no mainframes in the company at all. We've generally started the entire architecture typically on a PC-based infrastructure, which is simpler to manage, certainly more cost-effective in terms of operation and procurement.
We solicited the resources of Microsoft technical services out of Redmond to help us with the database infrastructure. We also got a lot of help out of the Chicago office for database infrastructure. And we tapped the New York office for help in monitoring of the equipment that was not in the local NOC.
It's really fascinating, and it's really neat that you can do what we're doing today. It was just not possible 5 years ago with the concept of remote hosting some of these applications, with the idea of doing this remote network operations center and some of this remote help desk stuff where it's fairly seamless. It just wasn't doable. But by the way that we've designed the network, the way that we've kind of set up not only our infrastructure, but kind of the goals and the way that we wanted to maintain the organization fairly lean, it does work. In those early days, we spent a lot of time going through different scenarios, what the goals of the airline were, and with the help of USWeb came up with not only what I think is just a killer infrastructure to be able to operate and manage this airline going into the future, from the WAN perspective to a lot of the internet initiatives and intranet things that we've done, but even some of the very basics that are just required to get a company like this started and operational. I think this technology, this internet-based approach, this concept of bringing in a firm that's got a breadth of experience both in technology and strategy can really help you meet your goals. And I think a number of airlines and other industries will look at that and say that, hey, maybe this stuff is finally for real.
We absolutely have changed with this one account the way people do business in the airline business, from the standpoint of getting information and having timely enough information to make quality decisions on it the next day.
We've had USWeb folks involved from everything from training to at sometimes lending a hand in terms of moving into new facilities, getting servers set up, backup strategies. I mean, it's really run the gamut. So they've really been a key part of the IS team, and I think of the company as a whole in helping us get where we are today.